The other members of the crew, Kane, Lambert, Parker, Brett, Ash, and Captain Dallas are dead.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 strongest horror movie protagonists.
But in my own way, I am king. Hail to the king, baby.
For this list, we'll be looking at horror movie protagonists who are physically strong and resourceful. Which of these protagonists would you want on your team? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10, Yoon Sang-hwa, Train to Busan. This train was lucky that Sang-hwa was on board.
자기야, 어떻게 잘 되고 있어요? 알았어, 미안해.
A passenger of KTX 101, the burly and beefy Sang-hwa is travelling with his pregnant wife, Song-kyung. Sang-hwa quickly takes control of the situation and doesn't let a couple of growling zombies get in his way.
야, 성규야! 이길 수 있는 거지?
Armed with nothing more than his fists, Sang-hwa effortlessly goes to town on the violent creatures. He even manages to lift one above his head, proving his incredible physical strength. Unfortunately, Sang-hwa's strength is also his downfall, as he sacrifices himself by holding a door against a swarm of zombies. He's the only one who could do it, and he does it in incredible style.
윤선! 우리 딸 이름 상현이야!
Number 9, Laurie Strode, Halloween franchise. And here we have one of the most iconic final girls in the history of horror. Laurie isn't a huge physical threat in the first two movies, but she still holds her own against the deadly Michael Myers. She manages to stab him in the first movie and shoot him in the eyes in the second. That all changes later in the series, when Laurie is turned into a more traditional badass heroine.
It's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare.
I've had my share.
She's physically stronger, more adept with weapons, and mentally prepared to deal with Michael's rampages. This is taken to its logical extreme in the 2018 sequel, in which Laurie finally dispatches Michael, even if it's not permanent. Yes, she takes her licks as well, but the showdown is ultimately in Laurie's favour.
Goodbye, Michael.
Number 8, Scott Ward, Army of the Dead. Dave Bautista is basically a walking mountain. In his own words, Bautista is approximately 6'4" and 265 pounds, so any character he plays is bound to be a macho tough guy, at least physically.
Mr. Ward.
Hey, you're Bly Tanaka, right? You want to see me?
He plays Scott Ward in Army of the Dead, a mercenary who's hired to recover $200 million from a zombie-ravaged Las Vegas.
There's $200 million in the basement vault beneath the strip. $200 million the insurance company already reimbursed me for. Untaxable, untraceable.
Naturally, zombies are nothing for Scott. At one point, he even manages to dispatch an entire swarm of alphas using nothing more than a pistol and a knife. He's also recruited as the leader of the operation, no doubt owing to his experience and incredible size. When it comes to killing zombies, this man knows how to get it done.
Scott, you want to tell me what's up with the kid, man? I mean, look at him. No offense, but he doesn't exactly look like zombie killing material, does he?
Number 7, Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter. With a title like that, you know exactly what you're getting.
Whatever history remembers of me, if it remembers anything at all, it shall only be a fraction of the truth.
The movie is based on the 2010 novel by Seth Graham Smith, which reimagines Abraham Lincoln as a slayer of vampires. One could easily imagine Lincoln as a vampire killer and certified tough guy. He was famously tall, spent time in the Illinois militia, and had a history of getting physical. Here, he is a young and strapping lad who can yield a ton of damage with his trusty axe.
And it's you, let her die.
He uses it to mow down vampires like they're made of paper, and he barely breaks a sweat while doing so. There have been a ton of vampire slayers throughout the years, but Lincoln is one of the most unique and badass.
I suppose
Some vampires can be trusted.
As can some men, Abraham.
Number 6, Erin, you're next. Erin is easily one of the strongest final girls in horror.
Thanks for the help, by the way.
Hey, you seem to have a handle on it.
She's just another college girl who's expecting a good time at her boyfriend's family vacation home. Unfortunately, this good time is interrupted by masked assailants who violently invade the house. Luckily, Erin is a trained survivalist and is therefore equipped to lead the group to safety. She single-handedly takes control, making sure that the others are safe while also giving the invaders a taste of their own medicine.
What happened?
One of them came in and attacked us. I stabbed him and he ran away.
She intelligently improvises booby traps and even defeats the intruders in hand-to-hand combat. Erin is successful in killing all the villains herself, which certainly proves her worth as a certified force of nature.
Where is he?
I killed her too.
Number 5, Abraham Van Helsing. Van Helsing. This is a classic character from literature, serving as the personal rival of Dracula.
He's the first one to kill a vampire in over 100 years.
I'd say that's earned him a drink.
But in 2004's Van Helsing, he's given a bit of a modern makeover. In the original novel, Van Helsing is strong, but certainly not an action hero. Here, he's portrayed by Hugh Jackman and prances around like a superhero. He takes on the likes of werewolves, Mr. Hyde, and Dracula's brides, not to mention Drac himself.
My children live! Then the only way to kill them is to kill you. Got it. So be it.
The latter is a particularly interesting fight, as Van Helsing turns into a massive werewolf and battles Dracula in his own bestial form. With that kind of strength, he can do anything. Armed with an array of fun weapons, Van Helsing doesn't let a few universal monsters get in his way.
Now listen, Carl, whatever you do, don't stare at him.
I'm staring at him. Is that a man?
Actually, it's 7 men. Parts of them anyway.
Number 4, Ash Williams, Evil Dead franchise. This man certainly underwent a transformation. The first Evil Dead is a straightforward horror film, and Ash doesn't have the outlandish traits that he would embody in the sequels.
You bastards! Why are you torturing me like this? Why?
It wasn't until Evil Dead 2 that the Ash we know and love was born. He's adept at both weapons and engineering, creating his own complex creations like the Death Coaster and using his boomstick to slaughter demons with ease. And then there's his chainsaw hand. A fantastic combination of physical strength and ingenuity, Ash's chainsaw hand is arguably one of the most iconic weapons in movie history. You don't want to mess with a man with a chainsaw for a hand.
Let's go.
Number 3, Ellen Ripley, Alien franchise. Similar to Ash, Ellen Ripley undergoes a terrific transformation throughout the Alien franchise. In the first movie, she strikes a perfect balance between action heroine and everyday character.
He could die in 24 hours. Open the hatch.
Listen to me. If we break quarantine, we could all die.
Look, could you open the goddamn hatch? We have to get him inside.
She's clearly scared and generally helpless, but she's also fiercely smart. She also has great leadership abilities, and she's the one who ultimately banishes the alien back to space.
This is Ripley, last survivor of the Nostromo. Signing off.
Ripley is turned into a full-blown action heroine for aliens. Becoming a protective mama bear, she unleashes hell on the alien queen by burning her nest and smacking her senseless with an exosuit.
Get away from her, you bitch!
There are few images in horror more iconic than Ellen Ripley with a massive machine gun slung over her shoulder. Number 2, Richard B. Riddick, Pitch Black. Sometimes you're forced to work with the bad guys, especially if they're the only ones who can help you survive.
All you people are so scared of me. Most days I take that as a compliment. But it ain't me you gotta worry about now.
Vin Vin Diesel plays the classic anti-hero Riddick, a notorious criminal who's being transported aboard a spaceship. However, the spaceship crashes on a planet populated by dangerous monsters, and Riddick is the only one who can help.
What is it now?
Like I said, it ain't me you gotta worry about.
With his surgically altered eyes that allow him to see in the dark, Riddick leads the survivors to safety. He's built like a tank, and he holds his own against bloodthirsty creatures and fellow protagonists alike. If we had to pick someone to save us on a monster-riddled planet, we'd have to pick Riddick as well.
Paris P. Ogilvy, antiquities dealer, entrepreneur.
Richard B. Riddick, escaped convict, murderer.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Alice, Resident Evil franchise. There's defeating monsters, and then there's whatever Alice does.
Just don't do anything crazy, alright? Nothing as crazy as what you have in mind.
Alice is the main protagonist of the movie series, and she's battled and killed countless monstrosities throughout the years. Whether it's fighting the Nemesis in hand-to-hand combat, killing lickers with her motorcycle, or using her superhuman powers, Alice is nigh unstoppable.
You won't have to wait that long, boys. 'Cause I'm coming for you. And, I'm gonna be bringing a few of my friends.
She's wickedly creative in how she fights, and she remains virtually undefeated in combat throughout the entire franchise. Both grotesque monsters and normal zombies fall like flies at her feet. She's a certified one-woman army, and there's simply no comparing her when it comes to strength and combat prowess.
They felt secure in their high-tech fortress. But they were wrong.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.